Extreme Wrestling, and this is your AEW Dynamite review for August 5th, 2020. Back again at the Daly's Place, back again at Jacksonville, Florida, and inside the ring, we're about to have a 12-man tag team match, because the more people in the ring, the more that I care. You have the Young Bucks, Hangman Page, and Kenny Omega. They are the tag team champions with FTR versus the Dark Order. Yeah, 12 men in the ring, you can't do entrances, or at least you shouldn't, and they didn't, so that works. You got JR, Tony, Schiavone, and Taz on commentary. Taz couldn't go 2 minutes without saying the word plethora, which I gotta give him props to that. You could make a bingo game out of that. You could make a drinking game. One, you would win big prizes. Another, it would be very dangerous to your health, and I would not advise. 10, well, not number 10 person in the ring, but 10 the guy, part of the Dark Order. He wasn't in this match, along with Anna Jay, 2 Dark Order members who were watching in complete non-movement, just not talking, not flinching, not moving a muscle. I don't know if that's part of their brainwashing, brain control, whatever the case. Whenever they need to stand and do nothing, they do, and when they need to get crazy and attack and go all over the place, they do that as well. So maybe it's all about being under the spell and being under the commandments. We don't really know. I don't know why Anna Jay joined this group. She seemed fine just on her own, but there she is, and she's on television where she might not have been otherwise. So, hey. But this was a pretty exciting match right here with just the amount of things going on, the amount of guys that you have in here as well. Seeing Brody Lee in the ring again was kind of nice. I hadn't seen him, and it seems like it has been a while. I know he's been in some matches, but man, it just seems like it's been a while for me. So yes, more people in this ring than are allowed at my gym. I saw the Dash, he got a bummed knee and he had to leave. Hangman Page helped him. He went out with him to make sure his knee was okay. Maybe he was going to give him a little bit of painkillers in his form of some of those shots that you would be taking every time plethora was said. Perhaps, maybe that is what was going on, but I do know that part of the face side, the good guys over there, you know, you're losing members when one guy's hurt and then people are leaving to make sure he's okay. Yeah, you're doing the right thing by making sure his knee is okay, but at the same time, the bad guys over there of the Dark Order, the darkness is just, it's just encompassing them. I mean, not like right now because there's a lot of light going on, but imagine if the lights were out. Like somebody threw like something at my power generator and made my power go out, and then I had to go, oh man, wait, that's Monday Night Raw. Anyways, okay. So Matt Jackson, he gets isolated, and despite the massive numbers going against him here, he takes down pretty much everybody, but has no one to tag. So the beatdown on him continues as he tries to get out. Hangman Page finally comes back. I guess he decides that, you know, he's actually more needed in the ring than he is backstage assisting some kind of possible knee injury. So Hangman gets the hot tag, and he's back. Now, Brody Lee, there was a spot where he's standing up on the stairs of the ring and just waiting for Hangman Page to do a beautiful moonsault, which he does, but it was weird because Brody Lee was just like, I'm going to wait for him to do that move. And then Hangman Page is like, I'm going to do this move. He does it, and it's weird. I guess, you know, having some salt, some moon salt on somebody, salt is very noticeable on Black, and there's a lot of black clothes wearing over there as far as the Dark Order goes. And Brody, he hits a humongous clothesline on Hangman Page. Now, I thought that the buckshot lariat, the big clothesline, was Hangman Page's move, but you know what? Apparently, it's dangerous. Especially coming from somebody like Big Brody Lee. I mean, I wouldn't want to get clotheslined by that man. And Hangman Page definitely did. And this cost him a win right here. Brody Lee and the Dark Order are victorious thanks to their exalted leader of Brody Lee. So Brody Lee, he definitely he's a good leader. I mean, he has people like Anna Jay just completely not moving at all, just stuck in this spell. He's able to win with big, powerful moves. So even though some of his guys seem to be goofs in my eyes, he got a big win. I don't know what they're doing with FTR. It seemed like a pre-made storyline that you would drag out with the Young Bucks, but they just decided that they'd rather be friends. And I guess they're gonna share possible beers in the future. I don't really understand why they would go that direction. It just seems like a waste of a perfectly laid out storyline, you know. But hey, you know, that's what they did. So it was exciting, flavorful, fantastic, and fun. All of that makes a good match in my mind. Next, we see the best friends show up in Trent's mom's van. Trent's mom's name is Sue. So, you know, hey, that's something you should know for wrestling trivia in the future. We see a promo with Jon Moxley. He is the AEW champion. He talks about when he was younger, he struggled. People told him not to do the death matches. They told him a lot of things not to do, but he did it anyways, and he paid the price. But he wouldn't change a thing because essentially it has made him who he is. And he knows why Darby wants the shot, and he's going to give Darby the shot. I guess he sees a little bit of himself in Darby, and that will be our main event. And I'm definitely looking forward to that main event, and we're going to get to that. But John, he did mention that he's become the voice of reason, basically tells Darby to stay down, but he knows that he won't. And yeah, I can see that. Darby Allin, he has shown that. He has shown that he will do anything and do whatever he feels that he deems necessary because he believes he can be there on the top. He's challenging for the AEW Championship, and he damn sure better actually feel that within his heart. And everything that I've seen, everything that he said, he believes that he's going to be a top guy. And rest assured, that man is going to be a top guy. Yes. It's gonna happen. But will it be tonight? Well, we'll just have to find out. Now we see Proud and Powerful taking on the best friends of Trent and Chuck, who just rolled up in their mom's van. I don't know why their mom didn't drop them off. I suppose this is one of those humorous storylines. Quite funny. I can't keep from laughing at what Trent and Chuck are doing. Good to see Santana and Ortiz representing the inner circle here, but the best friends squeeze out a disappointing victory. They disappoint Santana and Ortiz, that's for sure. They were shocked, really was the look here. You know, just the average match basically going on here, but that wasn't the end of this. We'll get to that in a moment. Santana and Ortiz, they can't just allow this upset, this devastating upset. It obviously bothered them. Their egos were damaged by this loss because they're thinking, really? We got beat by these goofs? Yeah, so we're going to see a little bit of that. But for now, MJF, he is in his silent campaign room. You don't hear typewriters going. You don't hear printers, dot matrix printers printing. You know, you don't hear papers flying and notifications going off on people's phone. It's dead silent. And MJF criticizes a not level poster on the wall, and Nina is the girl, apparently. I don't know who this is. I'm assuming she's an independent wrestler, but she's not smiling enough for MJF. He lets her know, he lets everyone in the world know that we deserve better. So, do we deserve better? I definitely think we do. And I can't wait for this MJF showdown. Now, they do have the Darby match tonight, and they've let us know that, you know, who knows what could happen. So I kind of like what they did next. They tied this together by asking MJF, what if Darby wins? And MJF just kind of scoffs and is like, that he likes that thought, because he just scoffs at it. You know, he's just like, yeah, Because he's thinking if Darby Allin wins, it's going to be easy for him. So I like how they tied it together. They gave it a reason. It's like, yeah, it seems like for me, when I look at this, there's no way Darby Allin's going to win tonight. But this little subtle thing is like, well, what if he does? If he did win, that's something to think about. And now we know that MJF has already thought about it, and he just doesn't even think that Darby Allin's a big threat. But we know that Darby Allin is a threat. Because he's crazy and he'll do anything. So I like how these different segments really wove together. That was smart on their part. Next we see Matthew Hardy. Yeah, so he's got a new gimmick of being himself. But he still said some of his he did say at least one of his catchphrases, so I don't know. But he did mention the Stronger Than Death, which I always consider to be like his natural self when he was eating all them grapes and all that. Yeah, I remember commenting on that years back. So, off screen, he says he's going to help out Private Party. People like Sammy Guevara, he tried to help, but won't take his help. Then Sammy Guevara appears under the ring. Was he just waiting under the ring? No, I think what happened was he crawled under the stage and came there. So, hey man, as long as it makes sense to me, I'm okay with them doing some goofy stuff. Or maybe he just knew that the Matt Hardy segment was coming up and he went and hid and nobody was like, hey, look under there. But you know what? I can let that slide. It didn't bother me at all. I'm looking at this from a logical perspective. Do I overthink things? Yeah, but if you don't think of all angles, then you can miss things and you can make mistakes. And why would you make mistakes when you don't have to? I wish I could tell myself that, because boy, I'd be making some mistakes sometimes and I'll be like, ooh, I wrote that down. How did I do that? Oh, and I got to correct myself. Nobody wants to have to do that. Exactly. See, that's my point. Thank you for making my own point. All right. So he appears, they brawl, and Sammy goes through the timekeeper's table. I thought that was going to be the end of the segment. But no. Sammy Guevara, this dude, he throws a chair right in Matthew Hardy's face, and he hit him hard because that chair busted his head open. Now, Hardy, he got some hardware. You got to get wood somehow, some way. And and he gets his at this age by grabbing under the ring skirt. Everyone has their thing. I am not kink shaming here. But yeah, a lot of blood going on here. Matt Hardy's laid out on that table as he has been so many times throughout his career. And Sammy Guevara, what is it, the 630? He hits it a little sideways, but definitely goes through the table. It looks brutal. There's blood splatter everywhere. Looks gruesome. And yeah, Matt is bleeding pretty bad in this. So, well, I can't say that I was interested whatsoever in their feud, but now I kind of feel like Matt Hardy has a reason to be mad. So that's points up. Now we're cut to the back, out where the cars are parked. Santana and Ortiz, they see Trent's mom's car, her van, and oh man, Sue's van, it starts getting vandalized with a sledgehammer, and then they spray paint it and a lot of car vandalism going on here. You just can't mess with somebody's car. Well, unless you're FTR, and then they won't do anything about it. But here, the best friends, who are a bunch of goofs and big comedy spot or whatever, yeah, they ended up, and I'll get to this more in depth later, but yeah, they end up getting very upset about this and wanting a match and wanting to fight about it. So you vandalize best friend's mom's car and they get very upset and they want to fight. You steal FTR's own cool car and they just wait till the Young Bucks come in and save the day. The Young Bucks, who are also their enemies that they've been talking crap about, and even their name is based upon their hatred towards each other. What? Okay. Alex Reynolds and John Silvers, they are Dark Order members. They don't wear a mask on their entrance, but they put their mask on to wrestle. But why? Versus Matt Cardona and Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the TNT champion, but he's not defending that championship here tonight. So did he lie? Well, I mean, he defends it every chance he gets, by God. He's not going to have a week off, and tonight is special because his buddy, Matt Cardona, he has entered AEW. Here he is, and Matt Cardona looks big and muscular. He looks like a wrestler. He looks like a wrestling action figure, one that he definitely has a figure of. Cody slows things down here, not only in this match, but for the whole night. What you got to do, you got to let things breathe a little bit. Cody slowed this match down, isolated these masked guys, and Cody ends up getting dropped outside. I don't know if they were trying to do a suplex from the inside, vertical suplex to the outside, and then flip it, and then have Cody get actually suplexed on the floor from this reversal. But whatever it was, kind of just tumbled outside. Matt Cardona, however, gets the radio silence and gets the pin 1, 2, 3. So he looked good in there. It's a pretty good match here. I liked it. I like to see these guys together. So Matt Cardona's here now. What is he going to do? Is he going to be able to really reach the heights? Because, a lot of people feel, and he definitely was a lot of times, well, most times, held down and not really given the space to breathe and build his career and build himself up. Now that he's in AEW and one of his friends or best friends or whatever is there in control of a lot of things, is he going to get that opportunity? We'll see. It'll take. And then we see up on the stage, we got Scorpio Sky Ganders at the TNT Championship on the stage hole. So what, next week? I don't know, sometime soon, we're going to see that match, and I'm looking forward to that because I really like Scorpio Sky. I want to see more of him. So the best friends, they're mad because their car got destroyed. They want a rematch, and they want also an apology on the speakerphone to Trent's mom, Sue. Okay, so we get Sammy Guevara. He goes into commercial break with his cue cards, and he makes a master debater joke. Why? Because he does. And we got a big debate now with Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy and a special guest commentator. Now, they do like big pyro and everything for this debate. I felt like I was watching Idiocracy. Who is the guest? Well, a lot of people already figured it out on social media, but he's run out of hair dye. He's been run out pretty much of every wrestling company he's ever set foot in, and he's out of money, and that's why he's here. He's Eric Bischoff. Nah, I'm just playing. Eric Bischoff's pretty cool. I cringed because I don't want this to become another Impact Wrestling situation. I don't want him to be overexposed. I don't want him to be overused. I don't want them to bring in people just because, he used to be on TNT. I don't give a crap. If it's necessary for him to be there, if he's going to be a big benefit, I just don't want to see the greatest hits. I just don't want to see WWE light. You have so many former WWE people, and I know it's hard because of the talent pool out there, but my goodness, you're going to that well a lot. But I got to say, despite all that, I really loved this segment. I mean, it was great. Eric Bischoff, he was very subtle, and he played his part very well. Got no complaints. I'm just saying, does seem to be a lot of all ex-wrestler WWE people. Wait, that's AEW, right? All ex. Oh, man. I hope not. I really do hope that people like Matt Cardona do their own thing, and, Eric Bischoff, we don't see him for a while. Anyways, of course, Orange Cassidy doesn't talk very much, but Jericho is slamming him every single step of the way. They ask about the sea levels. Jericho doesn't have anything to say about that, but Cassidy gives us a lesson on global warming. So that was interesting. Of all the things they were going to bring up, I didn't think that was going to be one of them. So, hey, thanks for the lesson. Yeah, Jericho says he's going to pop Cassidy like a pimple, and he still owes him $7,000 for ruining his jacket. He's going to run him out of the business and not tip him when Orange Cassidy is working at the Jamba Juice. Next question. What does this mean? What does this championship mean? Well, Cassidy interrupts and tells him to shut up, and he lets Jericho know that Jericho's going to get beat by the guy who puts his hands in his pockets, and Cassidy drops the proverbial podium mic. Then Eric Bischoff lets us know that Orange Cassidy has won this debate. Hager gets mad. He attacks Orange. They're attacking. He's slapping him and puts his own hands in his pocket. He takes Orange Cassidy's hands, he puts it in his pockets, and Judas Effect right to Orange Cassidy with his hands in his pocket, and he's out cold. His eyes are open. He is out. We see Britt Baker. She says that Reba is going to be the one. She has chosen Reba to be the female wrestler who Big Swole has to defeat first before she gets to Britt Baker. I thought she was going to have somebody as a threat. That was just stupid on her part. But yeah, Reba doesn't really want to do it, but she gets in the ring anyways, and Dirty Dancing, which is not the Judas Effect, and Big Swole wins pretty quickly with the pinfall. So Big Swole gets that match with Britt Baker. Everything's cool, right? We're all clear. All right, next week is Tag Team Appreciation Night. You got to name everything, right? What are they, the freaking WWE? Now we got Darby Allin. He's coming out. He's got the Jon Moxley face over his face. It's like a cutout with the eye so we can see. He's taking on Jon Moxley for the AEW Championship. It is on the line. They trade a slap back and forth, one slap each, and Mox throws a devastating fist right into Darby Allin's lip, and I mean, it's busted, it's cut, he's bleeding. They fight hard, and they have a pretty compelling match, just like we anticipated, I'm sure. I know I did. I don't know about you. I mean, if you didn't anticipate them on having a good match, well, guess what? You were surprised, were you not? Because I would have been like, dang, look at these guys. And shame on you, because you knew Darby Allin was going to pull this out. And Moxley, as much as I think he's kind of vanilla sometimes, he did pretty well right here. I mean, he still looked a little vanilla. You know, a lot of people are inside a lot more than normal, especially if you're having to work from home. But these guys ain't got no excuse because they got open air, all right? Exactly. MJF comes running out and smacks Mox on the head with the championship. I thought that he stole the belt, but later I didn't see him with the belt, so I guess he dropped him at some point. But yeah, he held it in his hand, literally, for a moment. Then, we got Darby Allin. He goes for the coffin drop, almost wins. I legitimately thought he was going to win. I was like, what? But he didn't. He tries to go for it again, but Darby gets caught in a rear naked choke. This is what Moxley was talking about, like, you should give up, but you won't. And he wouldn't. Mox even hits a devastating pile driver, which I thought was it as well. Kick out. I don't have a problem with false finishes. I have a problem with false finishes that just seem like they're just doing moves to do moves. This match felt like they were doing stuff that meant something, that they were talking about earlier in the night in their promo, and how they interact as far as these two people. I like that. I like it when it makes sense, and it made sense. And damn, Moxley was bloody. He had blood all over his face, and he does a quick prayer. You know, like the whole Catholic. I don't know. What is that? The Lord's Prayer? I don't even know what that is. Sorry, I'm not up on the various ways of doing that. But apparently, you know, he does this. The same thing that Shane McMahon, did like at Backlash 2000 or whatever that was, where he made the big fall with the Steve Blackman and all that. Anyways, he does this before he does the paradigm shift, and I liked this because he was showing mercy. He was showing how he's a good guy, and he knows it's a devastating move. It shows the audience that this is a devastating move. Like, man, he had to do a prayer before he did it because he knew that, my God, I'm about to really hurt this guy. I'm going to hurt him with my paradigm shift. I don't really want to do it, but I have to do it, and I'm just gonna, hey, I'm gonna do a prayer because, dude, this might hurt a lot. So he does that, and it does hurt a lot. And Moxley, he ends up winning. He is the winner of this match, still the AEW champion, but he has a conscience. See, Moxley, he holds Darby Allin ever so gently, ever so gingerly, because Darby Allin is pretty much out cold right here, and this bloody Moxley is holding Darby Allin and being like, hey man, told you. But I'm gonna protect you as well. I'm gonna make sure that you're okay, because I'm not a bad guy. I'm Jon Moxley. I'm crazy and all that. But hey, you knew what you were walking into, and I really liked this match. I really did. And this was a pretty solid night. I really don't have that many complaints whatsoever. So good episode from AEW, and I will catch you guys next time.